Ideological basis of Pakistan. So let's start, guys. Ideology. The Urdu word nazariya is known as ideology in English. Ideology means such a plan or a program as it based upon philosophy and application to solve political, social and cultural issues and problems. A collection of beliefs, values, customs, aims, traditional rituals which is common to all members of a society is ideology. Ideology is a French word. Ideo mean ideas and logy means concept. The concept of idea is ideology. According to the definition given in the World Encyclopedia, ideology is a set of political and cultural principles on which a nation or civilization is based. Importance of ideology. Okay, why ideology is an important for us? So the Pakistan is an ideological state. It is based on a specific philosophy of life. Its basis is the religion of Islam. This religion has been in practice for centuries. This is the basis that caused the movement of Pakistan. The ideology of Pakistan means ideology of Islam. No doubt the Islamic ideology is the foundation of ideology of Pakistan. Okay, now what is Islamic ideology? An ideology which enlightens the Islamic teaching, the teachings of Quran and Sunnah, Islamic mode of life and culture is Islamic ideology. Islamic ideology has been established on the basis of golden principle of Islam, and Islam is a complete mode of life. We all follow the Islam, and Islam is our religion. It helps in gaining peace and comfort in life and teaches us the basic principle for the individual and collective welfare of the mankind. Sources of Islamic ideology. Okay, we have three sources of Islamic ideology. We all know that Islamic ideology is such a great ideology. If it is adopted rightly in practical life now, an ideal society can be established. Okay, so the first source is the Holy Quran. The Holy Quran is the permanent basis of Islam. We all know it is a book of guidance which revealed on the last prophet Hazrat Muhammad, peace be upon him. Okay? The next one is the Sunnah of the Prophet, peace be upon him. The second important source of the Islamic ideology is the Sunnah of the Holy Prophet. Our Holy Prophet elaborated the injections of Islam by his words and deeds. The detailed explanation of the teaching of Holy Quran is found in Sunnah, which is the essential source of Islamic law and principle. You know what? Sunnah is an Arabic term. The literal meaning of Sunnah is the way to follow, and the way which the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, has told us is the actual way of life. The last one is the traditions and cultural values. Okay, it is the way of passing life in which such a balanced life is adopted, which makes the life peaceful and comfortable, and peace is also established in the collective life of the society. Moving forward, democracy. Okay, what is democracy? A type of government in which representatives for the government are selected by the votes of common people, and all the members of the society take parts directly or indirectly in the formation of the government is called democracy. It has some principles. The first principle is sovereignty. In Islam, this principle is taken first, that sovereignty over the entire universe belongs to Almighty Allah. Okay? Justice means insaf. The second basic principle of democracy in Islam is the establishment of justice in the society. The literal meaning of the justice is to keep the right things at the right place. It is the justice which makes any society peaceful and prosperous. Equality means all the persons are treated under the same principles of the state. Okay? Fraternity means brotherhood. Allah has told in the Holy Quran also that all the believers are brothers to each other. Okay? Tolerance means बर्दाश्त करना. Tolerance means is the power of endurance and to accept the criticism of the other merely. Tolerance not only gives help to the rulers in running the affairs of the government, but it also provides help to common people in making their lives successful. ठीक है? These are also the basic principle of Islam. As we all are Muslim, we must know that what Islam teaches us and guides us. Moving forward, national character. Okay, what do you mean by national character? Character is the sum of total habits, attitudes and the way of living of an individual. ज़ाहिरी सी बात है, the character of a person is influenced by the ideology. Thus, if an ideology produces the uniformity of thoughts, then the habits, traditions and ways of life of the whole nation become same, which is collectively known as national character. I hope you understand. The first moral value is that firm faith. Firm faith means it is necessary for the formation of the national character. That firm faith is developed on the ideology. Whenever a person does not make his firm faith on ideology, his character remain without national interest, and his actions do not adjust according to the needs of national interest. Devotion. The devotion of the holy nation is also necessary for an ideology. Why it's necessary? Because all the members of a nation should devote themselves with the sense of great spirit and duty. Honesty and property. Honesty and property are such qualities which are recognized in all societies. These qualities actually makes a person practical, and the practical person can extend an ideology practically. Patriotism. Before this, you have heard this word patriotism. An expression of the love and sacrifice of the country is called patriotism in a simple words. Okay, labor and hard work. Labels and hard work. The spirit of the labor and the hard work is a symbol of the national character. It becomes the identity of the nation, of the world now. National interest, the last one. The collective objective which helps in progressing a country and nation is the national interest. It is necessary for an individual to reflect the supremacy of the national interest with his personal character. Okay, last but not the least, the statement of Quaid-e-Azam. Okay, so the first statement is Hinduism and Islam are not mere two religions, but they are two separate social systems. It would be a dream to think that Hindus and Muslims will form a common nation. I want to make it clear that both the nations belong to two different civilizations, and the foundation of these two civilizations is on such philosophy which are opposed to each other. Okay, so in this statement, Quaid-e-Azam is clearly stated that Hindus and Muslim are two different religions. They are two separate social system. It would be a dream, ये एक ख्वाब होगा कि Hindus and Muslim will form a common nation, कि वो दोनों कभी एक साथ रहें, ये एक ख्वाब है. I want to make it clear. वो कहना चाहते हैं कि मैं ये क्लियर करना चाहता हूँ that both nations belong to two different civilization. Both are separate. Okay. In the next speech, he declared that India had never been a single country or a nation. The issue of the subcontinent is international. The differences on culture, social and economic values are of ideological state. In history, India never was under the domination of a single power. Even today, when the British are ruling it constitutionally, but 1/3 of it is not a part of the British government. So the British would leave the India because we shall establish our own government on it. So this is the speeches and this is the chapter all about. I hope you guys enjoy it.